In terms of the economy, I think we can pull out of this slump or this sluggishness. It's sort of like walking pneumonia, where we're not on intensive care, but we're certainly not feeling the way we should. The economy's not doing what it should. Growth, but not nearly enough. One is to have a stable dollar. You cannot have a strong recovery with a weak dollar. Two, lower the tax burden on people, lower tax rates instead of raising them is what's going to happen this year. Don't have the government run health care, have patients have more power in health care. Allow real competition among insurance companies by allowing people to buy insurance across state lines, or getting equal tax treatment with a business. If a business gets a tax deduction, why shouldn't you as an individual get a tax deduction? Basic things like that with tort reform, we would see this economy coming out very, very quickly.
How quickly do you see us pulling out of the recession, if these types of things would happen?
Well, you'll see Washington proclaim, or not Washington, but the National Bureau of Economic Research proclaiming fairly soon that we're out of the recession. But that doesn't mean we're booming. And we'll get growth this year. I think it's going to be a little better than some people anticipate. But the real question is, how sustainable is that growth? And if we continue to have a weak dollar or a volatile dollar, if we continue to raise taxes, as Congress is likely to do, we go ahead with more government controls in health care, which hurts innovation, creating more health care, we're going to have more of a situation like the 1970s, where you get recovery, hit the wall, instead of the 80s and 90s, where you had a fantastic period of innovation and growth.
And are you friends with Governor Barbour here in Mississippi? You talk to him on a regular basis?
I do get to see Governor Barbour from time to time. He spoke at our conference in Asia, where we had 500 global leaders, CEO leaders last fall. He was a big hit there. And so I do get to speak to him, not on a regular basis, but I do think he's probably looking at a new job in 2012.
Would you be prepared to endorse him or at any point?
Certainly if he was the Republican Party nominee. Right now I'm looking over the field of possible candidates, and certainly would look at Governor Barbour. He's done very well here in Mississippi, certainly demonstrated he can handle a crisis. Compare his handling of Katrina with, say, a state like Louisiana in 2005. He's put in some good reforms like tort reform. He's been attracting new businesses, and while the Toyota plant is on ice for the moment because of the slump, the fact that it chose Mississippi over other states after intense competition shows that he knows bringing in business, attracting investment is the way you achieve future opportunities for people.
And finally, the Tea Party, in some people's opinion, seems to be long on emotion but short on substance, and there's no real clear leader. What's your opinion of this third-party movement?
I don't think the Tea Party will be so much of a third-party movement as affecting the primaries of the two parties this year. And if one of the two-party candidates has a positive platform, third party will go nowhere. But the reason the Tea Party movement doesn't have a leader is precisely because that's its virtue. This was a spontaneous, nationwide movement, not financed by taxpayer money. These are people who are upset. And so, no, they're not going to have a leader. You'll get conventions from time to time, but this is focused on anger at what's happened and wanting to make a change. So it's very seemingly anarchic nature is its virtue.